morning, kids. Today is an important message. I just looked it up, Googled it, and there are different sources saying different things, but the average age of first exposure to porn, so a lot of sources are saying 13.37 years, so there's apparently one study that's saying that. A lot of them are saying 11 years. I would be willing to bet lots of money that that number is going down. Just over time, that's my guess. I don't know. It just seems like that's the way the world's headed. It's just becoming, it's way too easy for kids to access. Anybody to access, but especially kids. Like, they just don't have they don't have the right foundation in place to be able to make the decisions on what's going on with their life and how that's affecting their brain. I feel like it's kind of like smoking. When I was in elementary school, I remember people coming and talking about smoking, or drugs in general, I guess, all the time. There's anti-drug organizations coming every year and telling you, like, drugs are bad, they're unhealthy for you, you're gonna die, and like smoking, this is what your lungs look like if you've been smoking, and you're like, whoa, that's gross, I'm definitely not gonna do that. I'm still a little bit baffled by how many people smoke now, or how many new people pick it up, like people my age that are smoking, and I'm like, did you not hear the same things I did growing up? I just don't understand that. I know it's a culture, and that sucks, and that's addicting. So just like porn, I feel like we need to be telling kids early on. Basically, you tell them on the front end so they can make that decision at the beginning, just decide, I'm not going to do it. It's much easier to decide not to start than it is to quit after you've started, after you're addicted to something. Porn can be an addiction. Porn, I would say, probably is an addiction. I don't know that anybody consumes a healthy amount of porn. Like, oh no, mine's just a normal. It's unhealthy all around, no matter how much you're consuming. So, God placed that burden on my heart a long time ago. It's been years. I mean, I have failed miserably. He placed this burden on my heart to tell young kids, to tell young men, about porn before it comes up. So my dream was to form this organization and to have, a gym where guys could come work out and talk about these sort of things, and have a place where they could confide in somebody and tell them about their problems, and we could have, this sort of like peer accountability going on, and that's still the goal. I still want to do that. I still want to basically make like an organization to fight porn and to help people, young men, through this sort of thing. That's going to take time. That's something that's the end goal. That's the dream. But God just keeps talking to me. I had these opportunities, and there were these things that would come up, and I feel like the devil took control of those situations. I had people that were willing to help me. And the devil brought things in the way. So there was a youth pastor that was here at the time, and he was like all into it. Let's do this thing. We're going to do it this summer. We're going to have this man camp. And this man camp was the original dream, I think, the original idea that God placed into my head for how to do this, how to help men through this sort of thing, and have this sort of like long weekend where you get together and you work out and you do man stuff and you talk about the real issues, not just porn. I mean, porn, that's a huge part of it for me, but working out in general, if any of them are wanting to get interested in fitness, and I think it's important to be healthy throughout your life. And finances, that's a huge deal for people all around. People are scraping by, and I think being financially free and financially independent just is a huge deal, and something that people need to learn about. And so helping young men learn about these things early on would be so helpful. And so that's the idea, that's the goal. And today I'm working out, and I'm watching videos about different things and trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know, just inspire myself and learn more about anti-porn organizations and just statistics and all that sort of stuff. So as I'm doing, I just feel like God's speaking to me, and He's like, start now, start something, start somehow. And so, you can't just overnight form this organization, and there are like hundreds of people, and everybody's donating to this cause. Like, you got to start somewhere. You got to start small. And I know that, and I've pride, or I've had pride in myself, thinking like, oh, I'm not like, I don't just talk about things. I'm a go-getter. I'm a doer. Like, I'll do things, and I'm motivated to actually start instead of just talk about it. So here we go. I mean, this is what I have to do. I have to start somewhere. So I've decided that what I'm going to do today is I'm going to email the dean at the high school that I went to. So I went to a small boarding school, and I still live here. I didn't live in the dorm. There are a lot of guys that do, a lot of young men that live in the dorm, and I know what the culture's like in there, and so I think that's where to start. They have a dorm worship every night, and so I want to email the dean and say, hey, what do I need to do to come maybe once a week? Start coming once a week and start talking to these guys, and we'll talk about porn. We'll talk about if there's something else that we need to talk about, hey, great, but that's where we're going to start this sort of thing. And I'm going to practice talking to young kids and see what their questions are, see what their problems are, see where their hurdles are, and start learning how to help them, and start getting involved, and start making these relationships so that I can help them through it. Give them my phone number so they can text me or they can call me anytime they need me, and start talking to young kids. And I know that high school isn't young enough. That's what sucks, is like the original goal was high school age kids. That's when it happened for me, and so that was my original passion. But then when you start looking up these statistics again, I know that I need to get to them younger. So it'll change, and over time I'll get to the point where I start talking to kids younger and younger and telling them on the front end, because I know that would have helped for me. If someone would have talked to me and told me that porn was damaging and that it was unhealthy and that it was just bad in general, I don't think that I would have done it. I have enough self-control that I don't think that I would have fallen into the temptation to look at porn or listen to the other guys that told me it was normal, that I was supposed to be doing that. So that's the goal. I want to get to guys before someone who's uneducated does, before someone stupid tells them how they should be living their life or what they should be doing. That's the end goal. But like I said, you got to start somewhere. And so I'm telling you right now, I'm taking action today. I'm going to email the dean and say, hey, when can I come speak? When can I come hang out with those guys? So that's what I encourage you to do. That's my passion. I know that you can't push your passion on anybody else, but if this is something that you're passionate about, I encourage you to do the same. Take action and help somebody. Find somebody and start somewhere. This thing will grow. And I want to develop this community over time and just make it to where there's lots of different people that everyone can relate to, and so everyone can kind of lean on this community and talk to whoever they want. And they know who's in the inside or whatever, and just who's been through the same things they've been through. So that's what I'm doing. Taking action today. I think it's gonna be good. So pray for me. I'll be praying for myself, and it makes me nervous. Like, I'm a little bit nervous about it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not just like, oh, I'm so confident I'm gonna do this or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I have the authority to tell them the right way to live their life. Like, I don't feel like it. But like I said, this is what God has placed in me. So I just have to trust in Him that He's gonna give me the words to say, and He's gonna lead this thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's not an organization yet. This passion. He's going to lead me in the right direction and show me what I need to be doing and how it needs to be evolving over time. So take action, do good, pray about it, let God lead you, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll let you know how this goes with the email thing, I guess. I don't know if that's much of an update, but anyway, see you tomorrow.